This is Ultimate Dodgeball. We are coming to you from the Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park here in Las Vegas, Nevada. As our teams enter the Ultimate Dodgeball court, you're about to watch the greatest thing to happen to the sport of dodgeball since the movie starring Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn. All right, everybody, the action is about to get underway here at Sky Zone. Trace Worthington with Ed Prentice high above the trampoline area where all the action is about to get underway. And our first matchup is Roswell Sky Zone outside of Atlanta and Grand Rapids Sky Zone. Ed, who are the favorites here? I mean, who can take this thing?
Well, I got to tell you, Grand Rapids is a hot young team. They've been on fire lately. They've got some really accurate throwers. I think it's going to be an uphill battle from the guys from Atlanta. I mean, they could do it, but it's not going to be easy.
Well, it's not going to be easy for anybody here. The action about to get underway. Let's get started. So it's Detroit Sky Zone Grand Rapids versus Sky Zone Roswell in Atlanta. All right, let's meet the crew from Grand Rapids. Vincent Baggett, Austin Morley. There's Kevin Bailey, Trevor Nordberg, Kenny Bacchus, Harry Santi, and Kyle Peltier. And Sky Zone Roswell made up of Sean Wheeler, David Bridges, Chris Wheeler, Liam Bartlett, and Andy Smith. All right, we are about to get on our way with the action here. Atlanta in black, making a good attack right out of the gates, Ed.
Yeah, and you watch as this game unfolds. Teams will move back and forth, and right now Atlanta's going to be on the offense as Grand Rapids is back with just one ball. And then you watch as, like, Andy Smith there just dropped to the back of the mats because he didn't have a ball to protect himself anymore. Now, Atlanta's been unloading on Grand Rapids, and now Grand Rapids gets to come up and throw off a serious shots.
Grand Rapids in blue. Right now it is 4-on-4. Ed, what is the strategy now when it comes to bouncing on these 18 trampolines you see there?
Well, you really got to be careful when you're using the tramps because you don't want to put yourself at a disadvantage. You know, if you're in the air and the ball's coming at you, it's much more difficult to catch if you didn't plan on that way. But look at Atlanta right now. The two guys back in the left corner. They're splitting up their opponents, making them throw at one. And right now Wheeler, right here, Sean Wheeler is the only one with the ball. He's got three there. He should probably flip one back to his teammate. He did not do that there.
Well, Norberg with a great catch, Ed. What does that mean for Grand Rapids?
That's a huge turnaround, Trace, because right now Grand Rapids is up 4-1, and Andy Smith is all alone back there, and it's going to be tough for him to fend these guys off. So let's see what happens. Smith with a throw, and here comes Grand Rapids, and looks like a couple blocks, but no, the ref calls him out, and it's game over.
So Grand Rapids, outside of Detroit, will take game 1 of 3. What made the difference here, Ed?
Well, it's 5-on-5, and Norberg makes a great no-look throw to hit Chris Wheeler and take him out in center court. And then note the great dodge by number 69, Bridges, as he goes down and uses the mat to his full advantage. And now we're 4-on-3, and Bailey from Grand Rapids hits Liam Bartlett on the retreat after a weak throw, but a nice shot at the legs. Then he gets hit by Sean Wheeler with a nice cross-court shot. And there goes Wheeler. Bang! Takes him out. And there it is again. And you don't get much more accurate than that. Now here we are, 3-on-2, Grand Rapids up, and Wheeler throws cross court. Not a great throw. Norberg makes an awesome catch and actually made an easy catch look pretty hard as he went down to the corner there. And now we're on 4-on-1. Smith, last man standing for Roswell, defending using the ball. A controversial call. The refs say he was hit while using the ball to block. And if you look at the replay, he clearly defends each ball. So unfortunately for Atlanta, the game ends on a tough call, and we move on.
So Roswell goes down in game 1 of our best of 3 matchup, and here we go with game 2.
Yeah, Trace, you should know that those calls are happening so fast, very hard for the refs to see those, especially when you're looking at hitting the fingertips. And if you do hit a player's fingertips, they are out. So I'm sure that's what the referee on the court thought he saw at that pace. Very hard to tell, very tough call for Atlanta. And now the action is just not let up. Look at this, Trace. Both teams are just firing away.
Sky Zone Roswell in Atlanta in black right there versus Sky Zone Grand Rapids in Detroit. They're in the royal blue.
Wheeler's a very aggressive player, very accurate thrower. Really wish he'd pick that ball up again and use it to his advantage. And there's another catch by Grand Rapids, and it brings in another player and puts Atlanta at a disadvantage.
3-on-5, Atlanta circling the drain once again, Ed.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Atlanta wants to hang in there. I mean, the Grand Rapids guys are just firing on all cylinders. But here comes Atlanta. They're playing smart. They're holding it up. This is the way to play it. Now, I wouldn't advise throwing one ball at a time like that. See, they both threw separate. Had they thrown together, that would have put the Grand Rapids player at a huge disadvantage, number 22. And now it swings the other way, where it keeps Atlanta on the defense.
Great shot. Oh, and a big catch.
Holy smokes, Bridges makes the throw, pounces off of Moses, who blocks it, and Bailey comes down with a catch, and the next thing you know, Grand Rapids has another player in, and now we're looking at a really lopsided situation again here, Trace.
The old ricochet that results in a catch.
Well, Chris Wheeler isn't giving up. I mean, these Atlanta guys are all really great players, all very solid and very, very capable. So if he makes a catch here, they can get back into this really quickly.
4-on-1. Atlanta down a game, and they could be finished here as Grand Rapids keeps firing away.
Great defense by Wheeler there, and he's going to come up and take his shot at the Grand Rapids guys, and then one down.
Wow.
Two down. And it's getting really interesting here, Trace, because like I said, these guys can come back at any moment. Atlanta's got a very solid team.
Wheeler hanging in there, but not enough. 1-on-4. He couldn't handle it as Atlanta goes down.
Yeah, and it was a really exciting game early on, especially. Here we are at 4-on-4. Sean Wheeler throws, but a nice catch by Morley in the corner. And look at the way he just looked that ball into his body, got up all fired up. Look at that. He goes right down, uses the tramps to his advantage, comes up with a huge catch there, and sends Wheeler to the sideline. And that was a big loss for Atlanta. And this play here is awesome because Bridges makes a great throw. The ball bounces up and for Morley, and that ball is still live. So then Bailey makes the catch, and it's still a good ball, live ball. So Grand Rapids gets another player in, and Atlanta loses one. And that's a big loss for Atlanta there. That turned the game around. So here we are, 4-on-2. Morley and Bailey on the attack off Roswell's captain, Andy Smith, and Morley connects with our first headshot of the show. Right to the noggin, and off goes Andy Smith. Let's take a look at that again because it's a heck of a throw. And then bang, right in the face. He ducks, but it just doesn't work out for him and throws the ball away, so obviously wasn't too hurt.
And then a 4-on-1 with Wheeler flying solo.
Yeah, nice dodge and throw as Bailey attacks Wheeler. He ducks under it, and he's able to release a shot to Bailey's knee. Great play by Wheeler. And here we have an awesome throw by Norberg to end the game. Wheeler tries to get out of the way, but he just can't avoid that throw. And look at it. It's just a rocket by Norberg to finish off Atlanta.
So a great matchup between these two teams, but success for Grand Rapids.
We're fired. I'm bringing the fire. We're here. Let's go. We're here, and we're not stopping.
We're used to winning. We don't know how to lose, man.
Doom, God's bleed. So watch out. We're coming for you. Let's go. We're coming for you.
All right, stick around, everyone. When we return, it's an all-Canadian matchup as two teams from the Toronto area hit the court.
Feel like flying? Try open jump. Want to play dodgeball? Play it in 3D. Foam pit action? The course is yours. Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park, the ultimate 3D play experience for all ages.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Welcome back to Ultimate Dodgeball from Las Vegas, Nevada, brought to you by Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park. Ultimate Dodgeball lives here. Visit skyzone.com for a park near you. And by Center Edge Software. Serious software for a fun business. Learn more at centeredgesoftware.com. Ultimate Dodgeball continues here at Sky Zone. Trace Worthington with Ed Prentice. A great matchup we saw in our first round where Grand Rapids took top honors. Now it's time to move on to our next one. This is going to be a big one. Two Canadian teams will battle it out, and it is Toronto Sky Zone. They'll take on Mississauga Sky Zone. Ed, I'm sure these two teams know each other well. What do you expect to see?
Well, like you said, Trace, these guys do know each other well, and that means anything could happen. If you thought that last matchup was exciting, wait till you see this one, because in this 2 out of 3 format, you've got to get out to a quick jump. And Toronto, who normally plays pretty conservative, they're a very smart strategic team. I expect them to try to get a jump on Mississauga, and I don't think Mississauga is going to have any of that. They're going to be coming back hard. So anybody can win. I've got to give the edge to Toronto, though.
All right, looking forward to it. Before we begin, let's meet some of the guys from our first matchups. It's Sky Zone Mississauga versus Sky Zone Toronto. Sky Zone Mississauga made up of Cameron Ranikin, Matthew Silvera, Jason McVetti, there's Ian Chalmers, Brian Sewell, and Mark Sivravi. A very powerful team from Toronto made up of Dave Kuttner, Jeff Snow, Michael Lazick, Jonah Koplowitz, Jason Mergler, and Dan Bitsikot. And here we go, Mississauga on the far side of the screen in blue, Toronto in red. Here we go with game 1 of 3, Ed.
Two very strong teams out of Canada here. Canada is known for having a lot of serious dodgeballers up there, and you can see they play a little more defensive, and both teams are sizing each other up right now. And there they go. The ref gives them a warning. Each team is only allowed to hold the ball for a certain amount of time, several seconds each, and then you'll hear the ref chime in and force them to throw. If they do not throw, that player who did not throw will be removed from the court.
Who are some of the strong players on the Toronto side?
Well, you got to say on the Toronto side, Dave Kuttner is obviously their captain and their leader on that court, and I think everything centers around him. If Dave's having a good day, the team's having a good day. Jeff Snow, Mike Laziak, Koplowitz, Mergler, I mean, these guys have all been playing together for a while, and they're all very solid dodgeball players.
Getting work, though, by Mississauga.
Yeah, I don't think they expected this. They came out here expecting to handle Mississauga pretty handily, but this isn't looking that way. Mississauga's just packing them off one at a time. And look at that.
Wow. And just like that, Toronto goes down. That's what you need to do against Toronto. Just come out firing, Hyatt.
Yeah, and we go back to the 4-on-5 here, and Snow, while in the act of throwing, gets nailed by McVetti from Mississauga. I mean, Snow was just caught off guard. It takes one right to the face, and there it is. And McVetti doesn't stop there. 5-on-3, and he just nails Bitsikot with a nice cross-court bullet right to his shoulder. And look at McVetti just dropping guys left and right from Toronto. And now we're Mergler. He's in the corner, and Silveria on a very close call. The ball just nips him in the shin, and Mergler gets up very disappointed. And there we see it again. Drops to the mat, looks up, and walks to the sideline. 5-on-1, and a couple guys from Toronto retreat, but Laziak drops the throw and then gets nailed as he falls to the mat.
So Mississauga looking very strong here, Ed, in the first of 3 matchups.
Yeah, Toronto did not expect that. Mississauga just cleared the plate with these guys, and I'm sure they're going to come back for vengeance.
Coming up, more Ultimate Dodgeball. Stay tuned. If you're interested in this great sport of Ultimate Dodgeball, make sure you head over to udodgeball.com. There you can learn more about the sport, see great videos, and locate upcoming Ultimate Dodgeball events at a Sky Zone near you. Again, check out udodgeball.com.
Make sure you catch the upcoming Ultimate Dodgeball Pepsi Charity Challenge, when Randy Couture's team of MMA athletes hit the Sky Zone trampolines to take on Team Sky Zone. Check your local listings for the upcoming episode on this channel.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching Ultimate Dodgeball, presented by Sky Zone and by John Saycash Company, premium rigging solutions for your wire rope and rigging needs. And by Eddie Kane Steel, your #1 source for steel plate. Back to the action, Mississauga versus Toronto. Mississauga taking game 1 of 3, and here we go with game 2.
Yeah, and Trace, it was a big surprise for Toronto. I mean, they just did not expect to go down like that, and I expect them to come back strong. Toronto's one of the best teams in the league, so my guess is here they're going to have an answer for what Mississauga did the first time around.
We are at Sky Zone Las Vegas. Two Canadian teams battling it out. Mississauga there in blue.
Yeah, and this is going to be a heck of a game. Oh, and look at that, not paying attention. Mississauga loses a player, but they still go on the attack and put Toronto on their heels. Captain David Kuttner calling out some commands there to his team, trying to get these guys rallied and back into this thing, Trace.
Toronto, this is pretty shocking. Seems like they'd be a little bit more aggressive here in the second game.
They're up one player, or no, it's 4-on-4 here. Looks like there was a bit of a controversy there. We'll take a look at it later, but right now they're up 4-3, and here comes Toronto throwing. Now they drop back. Watch the rhythm of the Toronto players. They come up to the line, they make their throws, and they drop back. It's a very controlled game. And there's Snow, goes up to grab a ball and see how he retreats back to play a little defense, and then they talk it over.
Toronto a bit shaken after just getting blasted out of that first game by Mississauga.
And here they go, playing their game, taking each player on Mississauga one at a time.
Now this is the normal patience you usually see out of Toronto.
Yeah, not like the first game. The first game was a complete aberration. That's probably too big of a word for dodgeball, but it was a complete aberration.
I got it. The ref's telling Mississauga to throw the ball, Ed.
Yeah, they can't hold that ball. It's called stalling, and if they hold the ball for too long, the ref counts it down. If they do not throw the ball, they are called out of the game, and you do not want to lose a game on a call like that, on a stalling call.
And 2-on-1, and Kuttner's still out on the court. You don't want to be out there flying solo with Kuttner on the court.
No, but Toronto's got to be careful because they didn't have anything to protect themselves there with, but now they do. And Silvera's back there trying to find a way to protect himself, but Snow's up front, and Snow, a powerful lefty, just fires one, and look at him. He knows he took him out. Silvera knows, and he steps to the sideline as Toronto ties this thing up. And if we go back to early on in the game, 5-on-5, Mergler throws, and Chalmers makes a grab against the back net. And there you go. He uses the back wall and comes in and just dials it in, and out goes one for Toronto. 4-on-4, and McVetti makes a low throw that catches Snow on the ankle. However, the referee calls him over the orange line on the center court.
Very sensitive call, and you can see just barely over the line. You can see it from overhead there, Ed.
Yeah, and he's not allowed to plant over that orange line. It's not often called on the line versus the pad, but they called it there, and Mississauga played the price for that. That was a two-person swing. 4-on-3, Laziak makes an attack, throws, and then gets hit in the hand by Sewell trying to make the catch. Sewell with a great cross-court throw. I mean, he just rifles this, and Laziak is a great player. He just could not pull that in, and all of a sudden it's 3-on-3. And then Koplowitz throws at the foot of Brian Sewell and just takes him out right there. And there you go. Bang, right in the foot. And that's just a great throw by Koplowitz because he keeps it nice and low where Sewell cannot make a play on it, and it's too fast for him to jump. And now it's 3-on-2. Kuttner and Koplowitz attack Chalmers with a double shot, and that's the way to do it. Throw two balls at one player. Very, very smart play by Toronto as they backpedal to get back on defense. And Chalmers heads to the sideline, and now we're looking at 3-on-1. And here comes Kuttner and Koplowitz, and they both make an attack on Silvera, but a great throw catches Koplowitz in the knee. Look closely here. You can see it rebound right off his knee, and no argument from Koplowitz, a very honest player as he raises his hand and steps out. And then 2-on-1, Jeff Snow just finishes it off with a nice attack. Loads up that left arm and catches Silvera right on the shoulder, and the game is over and tied up 1-1.
A critical game 3 when we return to our all-Canadian matchup here at Sky Zone Las Vegas. Stick around.
Feel like flying? Try open jump. Want to play dodgeball? Play it in 3D. Foam pit action? The course is yours. Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park, the ultimate 3D play experience for all ages.
I'm almost 50 years old. Why am I still doing this? to learn dedication and discipline, to be in great shape, to be part of a family, to protect myself, to be a champion, to be a better me, be a better you.
You are watching Ultimate Dodgeball presented by Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park. Ultimate Dodgeball lives here. Visit skyzone.com for a park near you. And by Center Edge Software. Serious software for a fun business. John Saycash Company. Premium rigging solutions for your wire rope and rigging needs. Lawrence Fabric and Metal Structures. Your imagination is our vision. Start your project at lawrencefabric.com. And by Eddie Kane Steel, your #1 source for steel plates. And welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate Dodgeball from Las Vegas, Nevada. Brought to you by Sky Zone Indoor Trampoline Park. Ultimate Dodgeball lives here. Visit skyzone.com for a park near you. And by Lawrence Fabric and Metal Structures. Your imagination is our vision. Start your project at lawrencefabric.com.
What great action we've had here at Sky Zone and Ultimate Dodgeball. I mean, balls flying everywhere, people getting nailed in the head, beamed everywhere. Great athletes, great athleticism, and unbelievable skill as the sport continues to grow. Ed, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got to tell you, I come from ground dodgeball, pretty much in court. And what's happened with Sky Zone putting these trampolines in here, it's just blown this sport up. So anyone who has played in a court or in any kind of gymnasium, I highly recommend you get out here. I've been playing it for the last year. It has been a blast. It's a lot of fun, and it's just changing the dynamics of the sport. It's just allowing so many more opportunities for dodgeballers to come out and experiment and try different things. And it's a heck of a lot of fun to be jumping around out here.
Well, Sky Zone is a great place to learn. For more information, go on to udodgeball.com.
Let's jump right back into the action here at Sky Zone's Ultimate Dodgeball Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Trace Worthington and Ed Prentice. The teams are tied 1 apiece. Ed, this is a key game.
Oh, and Mergler just takes
Ouch.
McVetti, takes his feet out from under him, Trace, and McVetti heads to the sideline looking for an ice pack.
He's leaning down over there.
Yeah, that was a crazy shot. I mean, Mergler just wound up and teed off. And Toronto gets off to a great start here in this game 3.
1 apiece, as Toronto in red has 5 strong.
Mississauga slowing things down, and that's smart for them to do right now. You hear the ref counting down. They've got to throw those balls or they'll get called for stalling and lose a player.
Good communication out there.
Yeah, you can even hear guys from the sideline telling them to slow things down. And look at Toronto using the back mads and back pads. Here's Mergler again. He's fired up. He's ready to throw. He started a game off strong, and he is just looking to take out another player. Now you see how hard these guys are throwing. The balls are coming back off the back wall and back to Toronto, and down goes another Mississaugan. And now we've got a commanding lead for Toronto as Mississauga's down to 2 players.
Game 3. Whoever wins this takes it.
They both should throw at the same guy, and they do. Unfortunately, they're not able to connect. Definitely taking their time.
Who's better under the pressure situation here, Mississauga or Toronto, Ed?
Well, it's anybody's call. They're both great teams, but Toronto's just been there, done that before, and you can see they're taking advantage of their expertise. And here we've got another case of Silvera back there all by himself, and that's a tough place to be right now, Trace.
Great job. Looked like you got one of them there.
Yeah, and look at Toronto. They're just so calm back there, and they're not stressing out. They're not getting excited, and now they're calling out plays, and they're going to definitely try to triple up on them, and they do, and Mergler starts the game and finishes the game, and Toronto is fired up.
Great comeback by Toronto. Mississauga nailed them in Game 1. Game 2, they made a comeback, and here in Game 3, it's Toronto.
Yeah, 5-on-5, and Mergler started things off right with a headshot of the night, and it just caught McVetti right in the face and just took his legs out from under it. You know, and the worst part about getting in the face like that isn't even the sting of the ball. It's the fact that the cameraman just wants to show it to you over and over and over again, Trace.
It's like the new Mike Tyson signature model dodgeball there.
Yeah, poor McVetti, but the game goes on, and we're at 5-on-4. Compliments makes a nice throw to the head of Savravri with a joint attack with Snow, and the headshots just keep coming from Toronto. 5-on-3, Silveria picks off Snow with an ankle shot in the corner. And there goes Snow, and you see it just barely hits him. Snow steps up and heads off to the sidelines. Now we're down to 4-on-3, and Mergler has a chest shot on Sewell that just takes him out, and you just see it here. Bang! And Sewell cannot bring it in, and Mergler's just on fire today. Now we're down to 4-on-2, and Koplowitz takes out Chalmers at the knees. You can see it close up here. The Toronto's doing a great job of just keeping their throws low enough where they can't really get a handle on it on Mississauga over there.
And then 4-on-1.
Yeah, and that's, like I said in their game, it's just a tough place to be against this tough Toronto team. And then they come up with the win, and Mergler's obviously very excited there.
Well, a big win for Toronto. Congratulations to both Canadian teams, as 1-on-4 could not cut it for Mississauga, and that's going to wrap it up for us here at Sky Zone. Make sure to go over to skyzone.com and find one of these exciting indoor trampoline parks where you can play ultimate dodgeball. So long, everybody.